Anger feels powerful. It surges through the body like fire, convincing us that we are strong, justified, alive. It whispers that we are defending our dignity. But if we are honest, anger rarely leaves us stronger. It leaves us shaken. It steals clarity. It places our inner world in the hands of whoever provoked us. And that is not strength. That is surrender. We wake each morning believing the world owes us smooth interactions, respect, fairness. Yet the world makes no such promise. People misunderstand. They insult. They disappoint. They betray. And every time we allow anger to erupt, we confirm a quiet truth. We are still enslaved to external events. We have not yet mastered ourselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." If we truly absorb that sentence, anger would lose its grip. Because anger thrives on the illusion that the outside world has authority over our inner state. It does not. It never has. If we are willing to walk a harder path, one of discipline instead of reaction, we will discover something unsettling and liberating at the same time. No one makes us angry. We decide to be angry. And if we decide, we can decide otherwise. There are truths about this that few are taught, not because they are hidden, but because they demand responsibility. What follows is not theory. It is a way of living. 1. See anger for what it truly is. Anger presents itself as righteous. It tells us we are standing up for ourselves. But look closely, and we see something else. Wounded pride, unmet expectation, fear disguised as fury. Seneca warned that anger is a brief madness, and madness, by definition, is the loss of reason. When we are angry, we are not in control. We are reacting. We are being pulled like a puppet by circumstance. The voice grows louder, the pulse quickens, the mind narrows. Judgment collapses into impulse. In that moment, we are no longer sovereign over ourselves. We must learn to pause and observe anger as if it were a storm passing through us, not as our identity, not as our truth, just as a surge of energy triggered by interpretation. Epictetus taught that it is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. This is the fracture line. This is where power returns to us. If someone insults us, the insult is sound, air vibrating. Meaning only exists because we assign it, and we assign meaning based on ego. Once we see this mechanism clearly, anger loses its mystique. It becomes mechanical, predictable, manageable. The first step to never being ruled by anger is to stop romanticizing it. It is not strength. It is not courage. It is the mind abandoning discipline. 2. Expect friction, so it cannot shock you. Every morning, we can prepare for resistance, not with dread, but with realism. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself at dawn, "Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness." Not as complaint, as preparation. When we expect ease and receive difficulty, anger ignites. When we expect difficulty and receive difficulty, we remain steady. The world has not violated a promise, it has fulfilled a pattern. We must train ourselves to anticipate human imperfection. People act from ignorance, fear, insecurity, habit, just as we sometimes do. When someone behaves poorly, it is not a cosmic attack on our dignity. It is the predictable result of flawed human nature. If we rehearse this truth daily, friction stops feeling personal. It becomes weather. And we do not scream at the rain. Expectation is the seed of resentment. A just expectation and resentment withers. We are no longer shocked by the ordinary chaos of human behavior, and what does not shock us cannot easily anger us. 3. Separate ego from reality. Anger often arises because we feel disrespected. But what exactly was harmed? Our body, our integrity, or our self-image? The ego demands validation. It wants acknowledgement, admiration, fairness. When these are withheld, it revolts. Yet our character remains untouched by another's opinion. A false accusation does not make us false. An insult does not make us inferior. Epictetus asked a brutal question. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. This is uncomfortable. It means the breach was internal. Something inside us needed defending. If we anchor identity not in reputation but in conduct, in virtue, in discipline, insults lose oxygen. We ask instead, did I act with integrity? Did I uphold my values? If yes, then nothing essential was damaged. The ego seeks to win arguments. The disciplined mind seeks to win mastery over itself. And those are very different victories. 4. Slow the moment down. Anger thrives in speed. It hijacks the present and demands immediate reaction. A sharp reply, a raised voice, a message sent without thought. But power lives in delay. Between stimulus and response lies a narrow space. In that space lives freedom. If we can widen it, even by a breath, we reclaim control. The body may surge, but the mind can remain still. Seneca advised that the greatest remedy for anger is postponement, not suppression, not denial. Postponement. Let the wave crest and fall before deciding what to say or do. Most anger dissolves when denied immediacy. We can train this like a muscle. Count slowly, breathe deliberately. Observe the physical sensations without narrative. The heat in the chest, the tightening jaw. Witness them without feeding them. In slowing the moment, we break the chain reaction. We choose response over reflex, and with repetition, anger begins to starve. 5. Remember the shortness of life. Perspective shrinks anger. When we remember how brief existence is, many offenses feel absurd. We are temporary beings arguing over temporary matters. Marcus Aurelius reflected often on mortality, not as morbidity, but as clarity. Soon, we and those who anger us will be dust. Their words, our reactions, forgotten. What then is worth surrendering our peace? When we step back and see the scale of time, we realize most disputes are trivial. Pride over preference, ego over misunderstanding. We exchange serenity for momentary dominance. If we value our inner life, truly value it, we guard it fiercely. Not from people, but from our own undisciplined reactions. Peace becomes more precious than being right. The awareness of mortality strips anger of its grandeur. It becomes small, petty, not worthy of our limited days. 6. Anchor yourself in higher purpose. Anger contracts us inward. Purpose expands us outward. When we live for something greater than ego, growth, virtue, service, mastery, petty conflicts lose gravity. We ask, does this reaction serve the person I am trying to become? Does it align with the standard we hold ourselves to? If not, it is beneath us. To live deliberately means to act from principle, not impulse. It means measuring behavior against a chosen code. If anger pulls us away from that code, we release it, not because we are passive, but because we are disciplined. We are not here to win every exchange. We are here to refine character, to cultivate steadiness, to build a mind that cannot be shaken by noise. And when we anchor ourselves in that purpose, something remarkable happens. Anger no longer feels empowering. It feels like regression. If we practice these truths daily, seeing anger clearly, expecting friction, separating ego from identity, slowing reaction, remembering mortality, anchoring in purpose, we will notice a transformation. Provocation will still come, insults will still be spoken, injustice will still exist, but inside there will be space, stillness, choice. We will discover that calm is not weakness, it is command, not the absence of fire, but the mastery of it. And when someone attempts to pull us into chaos, they will find no grip, because we have already done the harder work, conquering ourselves.